make a stop here, the Ryan Waters Show does, in the locker room, the dressing room of the Kelowna Rockets of the Western Hockey League. Just a week ago, the man to my left, DanLambert, gets the head coaching role at the Kelowna Rockets. Just a week in. Have you settled in? Has it settled in that you're the head coach?
Yeah, it's starting to now, finally. It was a pretty busy week because right after that was announced, Ryan and I had to head down to Philly for the draft and there's a conference there for coaches that they put on every year. So we went to that, and then finally when I got home, and kind of finally relaxed, sat down and chatted with my family, and then kind of everything settled in. Certainly I had a lot of questions for Ryan before he moves on here, and he went through a similar situation where he was the head coach or an assistant coach and moved into head, so he's got a lot of very valuable information.
No doubt you're excited. The family, they're ecstatic that they get to stay in Kelowna and you're the head coach?
Yeah, they are. It's one of those situations where, at one point I always knew once I kind of jumped in with both feet that I wanted to be a head coach eventually at this level. To get that opportunity in Kelowna is kind of a surreal feeling because, I guess you never know when Ryan was going to move on, and he probably could have had a job here forever. So I just didn't know when I was going to say, okay, it's time. I felt like it was getting awfully close for me, that it was time to either go for it or just say, okay, I'm okay with being an assistant forever, But I knew that wasn't the case, and Ryan was more than ready to move on, and that's what, luckily for me, the Hamilton family thought enough of me to offer me the position.
This must be a great scenario for you. When you look around the locker rooms, a lot of names, a lot of familiar names are coming back from the team. You're not a stranger to these players, so it must be a good fit for you being able to stay here for your first head coaching role. Yeah,
it's a great feeling. I think I have a really good relationship with the players on this team. It could change a little bit here now that I'm the head coach, but there's no doubt that knowing that a lot of our leadership is still here, they're not going anywhere, and knowing that yes, we graduate players every year, but guys like Madison Bowie, who was our captain last year, is coming back. Tyson Bailey was an assistant captain, he's coming back. We've got guys like Tyrell Goulbourne, who is possibly an overage for us. He also wore a letter. I mean, it's very important to have those guys, on your back, or to have your back, and I think I have that. And then you add the guys like Chartier, Merkley, Kirkland. The list goes on. Stadel, Jesse Lee. We can just go on, and a lot of the guys had a big taste of success last year, and usually when that happens, you want more.
Yeah, the process now of finding a fill for you, a head or an assistant coach, has that process begun, and where have you been?
Well, because of the draft and everything, and Bruce Hamilton has been awfully busy with that as well, and as with Hockey Canada. So now we're going to start that process. We have a lot of resumes to go through. And then we're going to start processing, going through those and eliminating, and then seeing if interviews are required or which way we want to kind of move forward.
The schedule came out just after you were announced the head coach. Have you had a chance to look at it? You start here at home against Kamloops.
Yes. Gosh, I certainly couldn't tell you right off the top of my head, but I did go through it, and I thought it looked much better than our schedule last year, especially the second half of the year. We felt we had a horrible schedule. We had a lot of games in short times, and just seemed like we would go, a long time without good full practices where we had a chance to work on special teams and all that, especially in the second half. So I think, the schedule does look better for us this season.
Priority number one for you is what?
Priority number one is to get organized. It's a little bit overwhelming to, like in the past, Ryan and I would share things to do in the summer. Now, obviously, until we name an assistant coach, I'm kind of on my own right now. I've got my daughter helping me, kind of organize our board and stuff. So, and for her, it's fun to be with that. But that is for sure priority number one is to just get organized, make sure that our practice schedule is all put together, and then we'll get into details as to, you know, what we're going to do when and so on and so forth. And that's one priority, and the other one obviously is to find the right assistant coach.
We'll try to enjoy the summer, okay?
Oh, I'll do that for sure.
Dan Lambert, the new head coach of the Kelowna Rockets, exhibition season in September, and then they get going in late September.